we have some grapes, an apricot, a knife, and of course, the cutting board.
That's right.
So, just thought maybe we would enjoy some of this fruit together.
Yes, but as we both know, it wouldn't be quite as enjoyable if we didn't have that cutting board.
That's true. With this cutting board, I'm able to cut without affecting the table in any way.
Right. Now, if you take a closer look at the cutting board, you'll notice that there are slight, just ever so slight marks where previous knives have cut across this cutting board.
That's right. Many a meal may have gone before.
Now, one thing I'd like to point out here, this particular cutting board, if you look carefully, it's just a little bit bigger than the size of an average hand. Some cutting boards might be smaller, some bigger. And then also, you'll notice the handle, it curves around here, and then it's got a little circle right in there.
Yeah, I really like that little circle.
Yeah, I do too. Well, I think I might try one of these pieces now.
Please do. You know, I suppose the marks on the board are kind of like the rings on a tree. When you chop that down, then you can count how many previous years the tree has been in existence. So, judging from this, I would say that this board has been used quite a lot.
I've often thought about that.
What if, say, I'm traveling and I don't have maybe like a hook like I normally have in the kitchen? What could I hang it off while I'm walking?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. In fact, what many people do in the ancient cultures, they just stack them up on shelves. They would have multiple cutting boards. Although they might
multiple boards.
Yeah, multiple boards. They might, in fact, they might be so common to them that they don't even call them cutting boards, just boards. And so they just line them up horizontally, and then you've got a shelf of boards.
Huh. Why would you need multiple boards?
Well, because everybody in the family probably has their own. Right. In fact, in some of the cutting boards that have like the hole cut out here, you could put like a grape through the hole and then eat it. Or you can use it for its typical function, just hanging it on a little post.
Could you put the knife through the hole?
Yeah, anything that fits in there. Not quite that. You don't really want to get these sticky in there. Okay, so I think we've looked at some of the initial facets of the board. Now we need to clear this fruit so that we can look in a little bit more detail. Any ideas on how we can maybe remove some of this fruit? Oh, yeah, you generally just want to pick it up with the index and thumb.
Like this?
Like that.
Index and thumb?
Yeah, and then you just generally just eat it. Oh. Can you, like from both ends like that?
I think you want to write a book.
Okay, so you've got your basic cutting, side to side, or at an angle.
What about like vertically?
Vertically, you might want to. There's some times when you would do that, but not generally side or angle. You never want to go counter.
I suppose that would be dangerous in stabbing yourself.
Right, that's called the counter cut. You definitely don't want to do that. But like, you're right. There's a lot of uses. You can swing it, I suppose. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, what's that?
Just like a little. You see, if you look really carefully, you see little.
Looks like a notch.
Yeah, little notches. Huh.
Like it's been cut? Or maybe banged on something when someone was swinging it?
Yeah, I think so. That probably shouldn't be there. I'm pretty sure mine doesn't have the notches.
Okay. Now, again, just hypothetically speaking, stop me if this is crazy, but let's say I'm playing badminton, okay? Can I use my board, so to speak, if for some reason we don't have a racket?
Badminton. I don't know if it would be the most appropriate use for the cutting board. So then, like, I guess what I found underneath the log was a tiny piece of wood that seemed just perfect for carving my own cutting board.
You carved your own board?
Yeah, that was the first time, so I guess I would have been about age 11.
Is that a common practice to cut one's own board?
These days, unfortunately, a lot of people just go to the grocery store to buy their own cutting boards.
So it's kind of a lost art.
Yeah, definitely. Now, to answer your question from before, what distinguishes the basic B780 cutting board from other models? Let's take a look right in the office.
The B780. So this is our B780.
Right.
And we can see, correct me if I'm wrong, the distinguishing feature being the handle, the circle,
right,
and the rounded edges.
Right.
Now it's not a very thick board, is it?
Oh no. You actually don't want too thick of a board.
Huh.
That'll totally. You won't get enough cutting power whenever you try to cut something if your board absorbs too much of the force.
I suppose your large boards or large chopping, I guess bases, if you would be more reserved for things like blacksmiths with anvils or perhaps chopping wood.
Right. They need a really thick board. Right. Maybe even metal. So then here, over here. Now this is kind of more like your just your basic model that somebody would buy in a store. However, you can see that a couple advanced features have been added to this. So
now the hole in this looks much larger than the B780.
Yes, in fact, if you put them, if you overlay them, you'll notice this hole right here is smaller.
Well, I think I could even fit that all the way in.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't want to do that. So in addition to this, the circular hole, you've got two, if you focus and you look really carefully here, two little indentations right here. Here and here. So then the 1280 actually has slightly curvier grooves where the handle meets the primary part of the board. This is the Cyclops model, which is on the screen. Any luck on those?
Well, I'm still not completely convinced. Now you say that this is the more common variation, but it seems to me that it's larger than the 480.
That's true. That's true.
So now, I guess the next question would be, where can I hang these?
A door handle, a hanger. See?
Well, on cabinet doors, you can see that it's also for ornamentation.
In fact, with these models of cutting boards, you can even store them underneath any table or a little small footstool or shelf.
Even this small table?
Anywhere that has something vertical that you can lean them up against. I often keep them just on the floor.
Oh, so this would be like those ancient traditions that you were talking about when they would stack their boards.
You got it.
Well, that answers all of my questions. So, for now, and in the future, there's the B480.
The D220. And the Cyclops model.